welcome to the video on effects. I'm gonna turn this off now before it kills both me and you. I'm back. Okay, hello and welcome to effects. This is my favorite and the most fun part of the board, and also possibly the most confusing, because effects are, I'm actually just not gonna talk into the mic for this bit. Effects are buses. The buses 13 through 16 are the effects. There's also the effect page up here. However, there's also the library of effects. There's also the effects returns, and all of these are necessary to understanding how effects work. Okay, so let's talk about it. FX are buses, so obviously you need to send the inputs that you want the effects to affect to these buses. So for example, channel 3 right now is being sent. I'm going to select channel 3 and hit sends on faders, and you can see that it is being sent to all 4 FX. If, I hate to use this stupid pitch shift as my example, but, oh, I need to get into the position where I can talk into the mic and still have 2 hands. There we go. Okay, lovely. So, you can see that clearly the effect is working. However, if I hit sends on faders with channel 3 selected and I stop sending it to the effect stops working. Lovely. Okay, so the input that you're affecting needs to be sent. However, oh boy, this is really interesting way to hold a microphone. There we go. Okay. So, if I select channel 4 and hit sends on faders, nothing is being sent. That means that none of the effects will affect channel 4. If I change that, bam, now channel 4 is being affected by FX1, assuming that FX1 is being turned up. Oh no, I just combined a pitch shift with reverb. Okay. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. Oh wow, I hate that so much. Okay, lovely. However, the FX themselves are not being sent to the matrices. Do not be confused. The way that the vocals bus works, the way that you're hearing my voice right now, is because the channel is being sent to the vocals bus, and the vocals bus is being sent to the matrices. The FX, though, you can, in theory, also send the FX to the matrices. You can do this. Do not do this. Because if you send the FX to the matrices, it'll sound like this. I'm gonna mute the FX returns. Oh wait, this is sends on faders. Oh. I'm going to, let's see here. Howdy Gabe, I'm doing the video on effects. Lovely. If you, I need to mute the FX returns, and then if you just straight up raw dog it, if you send the effects to the matrices, oh. If I take the effect and I send it to the matrices, what happens? Well, the effect acts basically just like a bus. The effect starts just working like a bus. You'll notice that you can hear my voice. It's coming through the vocals bus, but even if I mute the vocals bus, let me turn this up, you'll still be able to hear my voice, but there's no effect. Because this effect is basically being nullified. It's just working as a normal everyday bus. The mic is going into the bus and the bus is sending to the matrices, but nothing funky is happening. Because the FX returns aren't doing their magic. So, what we are going to do is we are going to stop what I just did. I'm going to turn all the sends down, because what really needs to be happening is that we are going to take the FX returns, which can be found in the aux, and these are inputs, because these are the inputs that are being added by the effect itself to the normal input. Hello, okay, sorry, we're back. Costumes member interrupted me. Okay, where were we? So, the FX returns. What I am doing right now to make this work is if I talk with the pitch shifter on, there we go, now the pitch shifter is on, you will be able to see that that little input, it's not the same as my voice, but it is my voice shifted in pitch. So let's actually talk about this really quick, the difference between EQ and a pitch shift. If I talk normally, you'll be able to see, I'm just selecting the channel looking at EQ. Okay, let me mute that really quick. You're able to see my voice and my frequency distribution there, but if you select the FX returns, oh, that's not it. If I select this instead, even if I have it muted, if I just talk into it, you can see the same voice that is literally just my voice, but dragged over to the right. So, let's talk about the difference between EQ and pitch shifting. If I have my voice talking like this, EQ is grabbing my voice and twisting it this way or that way, and that's what causes it to sound different. Pitch shifting grabs my voice and drags it one way or the other. That is the difference between a pitch shift and an EQ. Very important to know that. Okay, lovely. Cool. So, we are back to talking like this. My voice is normal because the FX returns are muted. Bam. Bam, and now my voice sounds weird again. Okay, lovely. Let's talk more about FX stuff. So, how are these FX returns working? It is because they are being sent to the vocals bus. They are part of the vocals bus. The FX returns themselves are being sent to the vocals bus. All of them are. And that is how the effects work. This means, sorry. This means that yes, you can send the FX returns to anything that is being sent to the matrices and it'll work. But some wacky stuff starts happening if you send the effects to themselves. Hello. So, I am now sending the effects to themselves. And then I believe if I start sending the FX to the matrices, this might get weird fast. Okay, hello, testing. Oh, interesting. Oh, this isn't that bad. Okay, weird stuff was happening earlier when I did this with the mood shifter, but I think that's just a byproduct of the mood shifter being whack. Okay, this seems fine. Actually, as a matter of fact, why don't we literally just, let me take the FX returns, and just stop sending them through the vocals bus. And what if instead we sent these just to their own effect? Nope, yep. What's going on? Yep, weird stuff is happening. Okay, never mind. That's why we don't do that. Never mind. Abort mission. Oh my god. Abort. Okay, so, sorry. I had a little brain fart there, because it sounded normal, but then as you can see, I started doing it and things got wacky. So, never send the effects to themselves. Yeah, just send them through the vocals bus, because that just makes sense. Also, quick note, very small note, whenever people are singing, add reverb. Whenever people aren't singing, usually don't add reverb. The room already gives it a ton of reverb anyways. Frankly, way too much. And then these bad boys should not be sending to the matrices if they are. Okay, lovely. Cool, that's fixed. You got to see a bunch of sends on faders action there if you're still struggling to understand that concept. Lovely. Okay, so, more effects stuff. Oh, the actual effects page. You hit it, and it will take you to home, where you can see your 8 effects. 4 are for inputs, 4 are for outputs. The ones for outputs are generally lame and we don't use them. The ones for inputs are friggin' awesome, and I wish we could use them more. But as you can see, they make things sound really weird if you get into it. So right now we have whole reverb on FX1, FX2 is delay, FX3 is pitch, and FX4 is flanger. It is time to discuss the difference between echo and reverb. So if you are standing in a... there we go. If you're standing in a circular room, if you're standing in like a tunnel, what's the best way to do this? If you're standing in a room that looks like this, where all the walls are parallel, versus if you're standing in a room that looks like this, where all the walls are round. If you're standing in a room that looks like this, obviously there's going to be sound bouncing. When you make a sound, it's going to go travel this far, and then it's going to bounce back and hit you. So this distance. but also it's going to travel this far and travel back and hit you. And also it's going to go this far and travel back and hit you. And every single one of these lines is going to be slightly longer than the one before it, leading up to the maximum distance where it like hits the corner. And so you will perceive that effect as the sound travels. It gets quieter, by the way. So if this is a scale of time here, and we have decibel level, and this is going to be a scale for how you hear it. You make the sound, it bounces off the closest wall and gets to you. And because it didn't travel that far, it's pretty loud. However, the next one travels a little farther and gets to you. So as time goes on, it gets quieter and quieter. Cool. Next, let's talk about the cylindrical room. What happens here is because of the nature of the walls, everything, no matter what direction it goes, is gonna bounce back and hit you at the same time. But it's gonna then pass through, bounce back off of the walls again, and hit you again at the same time after traveling a greater distance. So what that graph is going to look like is, again, this is time and this is decibel level. This graph isn't going to look like a straight line down. It's going to be however long it takes for them to bounce the first time, and then really loud. However long it takes to bounce the second time, the same amount of time, and then slightly less loud because it bounced double the distance. And then half as loud again, and then half as loud again, and then half as loud again. This is echo, and this is reverb. There is a very distinguishable difference, and it is caused by the shape of the room you're in and the amount of parallel walls. So reverb sounds like this. Bah! Echo sounds like this. Bah, 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 bah. There you go. That's my quick demonstration. Lovely. If you mess up echo and reverb, I will find you, and you will not last much longer than that. Okay, lovely. So that's echo and reverb, just to demonstrate it for you. I don't know why I did that dumb little buh thing when I can also just talk into the microphone and turn reverb up. Hello? There you go. You can hear, it sounds like I'm in a big, giant hallway, something like that, where all of the sound is bouncing off the walls and getting back to me. You can also hear, if I delay on, hello. You can hear a little bit of delay. Let's actually make this a little better. So this is a good opportunity to show you how to edit effects. To edit an effect, hit the select button, go to the effect you want to edit, 3-tap delay. Also in the sound world, echo is called delay, because what it really does is play the sound back to you after a delay. And we're going to up the amount of time that it takes for the sound to echo back to me. These knobs move really slowly. Gee, I wish there was a fix for that. Oh, wait a minute. You know what we can do? We can go to the assign page, hit view, change encoder, change one of the encoder to do FX parameters for FX3, and we're going to change it to, not FX3, we want FX2. We're gonna change it to time, and now look, if I go back to FX, this knob now controls this, but it goes way faster. So there you go. 500 is fine. That's like half a second. That is exactly half a second, actually. And then I want to do... yeah, that seems good. Factor, how much does it bounce back at? Let's do that. Okay. So now... I have an echo. Is that not dope? Lovely. Okay, so there you go. That's had to do echo on the board. We also have here the effect I was using earlier, the pitch shifter. If I hit over here, the tone, this is the amount that my pitch is being shifted. So if I change it to 0, obviously my voice sounds normal. And then as I turn this down, you can hear my voice get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Lovely. Okay, back to normal, Gus, please, for the love of God. Actually, I'm gonna set this just for reminder's sake. And then last one is random effect, a flanger. You can hear as long as the more loud I am, the more flangy I am. I am currently being flanged. Let's see, what's a good example of flanger? I think in Gravity Falls, Bill Cipher gets a ton of flanger, and that's how they make his voice sound like that. Lovely. Yeah, okay, the cool part. Hey, Gus, you got reverb, you got echo, you got pitch shift, and you got a flanger. But what if I want more. Oh, sweet baby child, you've come to the right place. Go to library, go to effects, and you can treat yourself to a whole plethora of all the effects you could ever dream of. We got squeezers, we got punch, we got crunch, we got TJ Fat Horns. We got all the effects that you could ever want. And all you have to do is select which effect slot you want to load it into. So I don't like the flanger right now. I would much rather replace the flanger with TJ Fat Horns, which is a stereo chorus. I believe there's also TJ Ping Pong. Hold on, where's TJ Ping Pong? It might be gone. Actually, I'm gonna hit him with Thing. And then I'm going to hit load preset to current effect slot. Bam. And now FX4, if we check back, is now Thing. There we go. It's a delay and flanger. So if I talk into Thing, we can hear how it sounds. I'm going to turn it up. Thing is now being applied to my voice. Oh, that sounds interesting. Another quick way to do that is if you go to the effects page, this knob allows you to control what the effect is just right there. You can't see all of them at once like the library option, but you can scroll through them. And then whenever you want, you just hit, where's mood shift? That one, mood shift and I have beef. You would select, the current sound crew can tell you about the beef that I have with mood shift. So we're gonna go to, because mood filter doesn't seem like it does anything, and then you start messing with depth and speed. And if you change this from, and now if I talk into it, oh, it's still not doing anything. Oh, it's getting a little funky. Hold on, watch this. Hello. Wow, okay, there we go. Stuff is happening. We're gonna up the depth. Hello? Oh, wow, okay, I've just turned into R2-D2. And then I believe if you go down and work some magic, it's kind of like making a custom character in a video game. You kind of just mess with the knobs and see what happens. Hello. Okay, there we go. Before I turn into R2-D2, I think you've gotten a good understanding of effects. Remember, send the effects returns to the vocals bus. Do not send the effects themselves. The effects are buses, but just because they're buses doesn't mean you should send them to the matrices. As long as you are sending an input to the effects bus, then a new input from sending that input to the FX bus. It's kind of like sending the input. The FX bus is a portal where you send that input into the FX bus, and then it comes out of the portal on the FX returns. And then you take the stuff coming out of the magical portal and you send that back to the vocals bus, and then it comes out with the effect applied. The effect will not work if this is muted, if this is down, if this is muted, if this is down, if this is muted, or if the effect is just turned off. There's no effect in the slot, or all the settings on the effect are turned down. There's a million different reasons why the effect couldn't work, but when you get it all working quite right, you get some fun stuff like the effect that started this video. All right, wow, I think that was the most interesting and the final big concept to cover on the board. Yeah, okay. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you all on the flip side.